in Billboard history. The youngest Jackson sibling is now 40 years old. Do you mind if I say that?
No, not at all.
Okay, just want to make sure. And she's out with a brand new CD called 20YO, proving 40 is definitely the new 20. She's one of the biggest female pop and R&B stars of our generation. Born the youngest of 9 children, Janet Jackson comes from a family of entertainers. In the late 70s, she emerged from the shadows of her brothers and sisters, first as the precocious preteen Penny on Good Times. Then, Different Strokes.
He just can't help bringing his work home with you.
By 1986, Michael Jackson was already crowned the king of pop, but it was just the beginning for Janet, who released what would become the first of many multi-platinum albums, Control, leaving the moniker younger sister and the girl next door behind as she established herself as a sexy superstar.
I'm not shy the way I used to be. I've been in it for 20 years.
Right.
And it would be shocking for a lot of people saying, oh my God, she's not a baby anymore.
And with that sexier image, controversy was not far behind.
Janet is very much about Janet. Madonna, we expect to be at the center of controversy. Janet, we perhaps expect to be at the center of popular culture.
In January 2004 at the Super Bowl, Janet had what is now known as the wardrobe malfunction that shocked America and fueled the national debate on public decency. Later that year, Jackson released Demita Joe and stayed in the spotlight with her often photographed 60-pound weight gain. Now she's back with a new album. She's coming clean about her weight loss and her career. And Janet Jackson joins us in our studio. Hey, Janet, how are you?
I'm good.
It's been 10 years.
10 years.
Since we sat down with each other.
96.
I know. Do you look great?
Thank you.
First of all, I was looking at that piece there, watching it, and so many good things have happened to you. And a couple of things that probably weren't considered so good. Do you have a thick skin?
Yes, you have to be in this business.
So a lot of celebrities out there, they read things about themselves they don't like, or they hear things said about them they don't like, and they fire back immediately. I've never gotten that impression from you. You kind of sit and soak it all in, don't you?
Yeah, I'm really not that much of a fighter. I mean, that's just the way we grew up.
But do you shed it off? Do you say, okay, it doesn't matter, or do you kind of let it simmer in you a little bit and eventually find a way to set the record straight?
You turn the negative into a positive. You turn all that negative energy into positive energy. And
How do you do that,
that's the way we were raised. You take it all and you put it into your work, into your craft. And you make it that much stronger, that much more powerful.
You know, as I said, it's been 10 years since we sat down and talked, and so there are a lot of things that have happened. I'm sure you don't want to go into, and I'm not going to go into details, but I haven't seen you since the Super Bowl. You did an interview the other day, and you said that, you know, first of all, it was a difficult time for you in the days and weeks after that. How did it affect you personally, the fallout from that? The wardrobe malfunction, as we now call it.
Do you know what? On that interview, which I think you're talking about, which was shown on television Monday.
Yeah, Oprah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said that I wasn't going to talk about it, and that would be the last that I would ever speak about it. So I'm going to keep that promise to myself.
Well, just forgetting what happened that day, you did mention that you were a little disappointed with your co-star's reaction to that he left you out there a little bit. Okay,
Matt,
she's grabbing my knee.
You're still pushing.
But will you make peace with Justin Timberlake over that?
Matt, you're still pushing.
That's my job to push.
I know, and you're not little wax in the ear.
Okay, I'll try and clear this ear out. Let's talk about the fact you're releasing new music, okay?
Yes.
All right, 20YO. You are out there, you're going to release this music, and you're going to compete with a lot of people like Beyonce and Shakira and Christina Aguilera. At 40, how much pressure do you feel when you release a new album?
I don't feel any pressure at all. I've been in this game for 20 years plus. So I think where all of them are and where they're going, I've already been. So it's not an easy thing to do this for 20 years.
Yeah, when you say you've been in this game for 20 years, it's a business too.
We call it a game. Yeah, of course it's a business, but I mean there's something to be said for that, and for have people still anticipate the work that you do, what you create, for them to still be excited about. So and so has a project coming out. I mean, there aren't a lot of us that have lasted for 20 years.
So you don't feel a need to reestablish yourself in some way as the queen, for lack of a better term, I hate that one, but for kind of the dominant force, female force in pop music?
I do this because I love it. That's why I think I've been able to do it for so long. I enjoy it, and that's what it is for me. And I want to make people happy and smile through the music that I create.
When you released Demita Joe, it was a couple of years ago, the sales were not Janet Jackson type numbers. How much of that do you think was the fallout from the fact it came out kind of in the middle of Michael's trial for child molestation and the whole Super Bowl thing that you don't want to talk about?
I truly don't know. It was still a platinum album. But, you know, it's so funny how it's just because which is success for...
Well, if Joe Nasal and the Nosy Nine releases that album, they're happy with those sales numbers. But Janet Jackson is used to selling more albums.
I don't know. I can't say. I really can't say.
Talk about your family a little bit. How's everybody doing? How's Michael doing, first of all? Do you speak to him a lot?
Everyone's very well.
How much did the trial of Michael bring your family together? Because, you know, one of the things that I noticed when I watched the coverage of that was you'd see you and you'd see the other family members there. Was it a unifying event in some ways? It was a troubling event, but was it a unifying event?
I think when you have events like that, it always brings any family closer together. And it for sure did ours. I mean, we're close to begin with, but it definitely made it a much tighter unit.
You know this business, music business, as well as anyone. Can Michael come back and achieve the same kind of popularity, music-wise, that he once had?
Why not? He's incredibly talented. That's all you need.
You don't think the public may have a different opinion now?
Why not? He's incredibly talented.
Then that's all you need. I get the message, Janet. Talk to me a little bit about the new look here. I mean, you gained...
New look?
Well, you gained some weight.
You mean my old look?
Well, let's talk about the new look after the old look, all right? You had gained some weight.
Yes.
How many pounds did you gain? Was it 60, as I said? Was that for a movie role? First of all, how hard was it to gain the weight, and how hard was it to get back looking like this at 40?
It was very easy to put it on.
How'd you put it on?
Eating everything I wanted.
Like?
French fries, hot fries sundaes, I love baked potatoes. Baked potatoes. Oh, I was just looking at the...
Did you take it off naturally?
Yes.
I mean, just cutting out those things?
Yes, for sure. I had a nutritionist that I worked with very closely, and then when I got halfway to my goal, I worked with my trainer.
40 is the new 20, Janet. You look great.
Thank you,
really did.
Matt.
And you're going to head out to the stage. We're going to see you in a couple of minutes out there. All right? It's nice to see you again.
You too.
And the concert takes place in our next half hour. We're back right after this.